the fact that, I mean, look no further, and you need no more proof than the fact that Bomb Rush Cyberpunk has not been here in anything. That didn't even get like nominated for best soundtrack, which is a fucking crime if you've heard that soundtrack. Or art style. Like, it didn't get it like nominated for anything. But Zelda, it's just like the same fucking looking game as it was the last one, is like gonna be nominated for, you know, it's such bullshit. Such stupid, dude. Sold the millions of dollars behind it. It's fine. Yeah, exactly. That's basically what they're doing. Like, just don't pull the curtain back a little. Oh, but anyway. God, video games suck most of the time. Hey, I like that little thing they had on the table with the pool balls in it. That was dope.
Did you save the game?
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Of course I did.
Get your damn shoes off the couch. Hey, you're not allowed. You're not one to get to point the finger. No way. Shut the fuck up. Is that? What? Ain't no way, dude. Are you kidding? What the fuck? That was a Streets of Rage looking game. And ain't no way. What is this? Bro, what am I looking at? Ain't no fucking way. Now in development? That was pretty cool. That was pretty sick. What? Okay.
Oh yeah! Now, typically a world premiere reveals one game, but leave it to Sega to announce 5 new games in
because
one
they
trailer.
all looked
So
like
many
mobile
memories for
games.
all of us. All of those
Like
are
every
first of
fucking
the
one of them.
many games in development and set for release over the next several years.
No,
Thanks
Shinobi
to
looks
Sega for
thick.
that
I'll give
truly
it that.
incredible
Crazy
announcement.
Taxi just looked like Crazy Taxi. You don't need a whole lot of them. But man, some of those, I don't know, some of them other ones, you know what I mean? But I don't know about that. But bro, that was... Nobody gives a fuck about this. Hold on. Let me fucking just... I'm about to review this like all the popular, like the cool kids do, where they like... they look for the tiny things and they know too much. All right. You ready? Wait, pause it. Is this a reference to Alex Kidd's Rock, Paper, Scissors? Are we getting a new Rock, Paper, Scissors? Are we getting a new Alex Kidd, I mean? A new Rock, Paper, Scissors. Is that what this is? Are they referencing Alex Kidd? All right.
Yo.
Streets of Rage right there. Okay, there's the first little hint that I missed the first time. And they got that Shinobi, you know, thing in the... Oh, I didn't even hear the sounds of them playing Sega. So let's look at this. Bro, yeah. So, oh, I get it. So there's all the things. See, I didn't even notice this shit the first time. I thought, the first time I saw this commercial, I thought it was like an ad for Old Spice or something. You know what I'm talking about? Like, it was just, I thought it was an ad for like something else. So I wasn't even paying attention. Games from Sega won't be coming until 2025. Here's the thing. Let me say this. We can only hope that it will take that long for them to make these games. To me, best case scenario is at minimum 2025. That's what I'm saying. If they really want to impress and they're serious about what they're showing here, at minimum it needs to be 2025. That's just my take. I don't want them no Russian shit or whatever. You know?
Of course I did.
Not that I have anything against Russian. All right, let me skip forward a little bit. Bro, let me see this. This looks tight. Okay, just like, I just want to look at the screenshots here. Do I have a higher res? This is the highest res one? This is from Sega, right? Yeah, it's from Sega. Okay. Man, I'm one of those nerds now. Let me look at the 4K. But I just want to look at this detail of how, you know, just this looks good. This looks all, like pretty nice. Here's the thing. It's not that I'm not hype about this, but had Bomb Rush not come out and been my fucking game of the year and been so fucking amazing, I would be more hype about this. But the fact that Bomb Rush came out, I'm just like, you know, I just played Peak you know, I feel like. So this is going to need to be impressive. You know what I'm saying? So, but this is tight though. I like how he's climbing. I like the detail. I just want to look at the detail of the characters. It looks very detailed. Look at this anime character down here. Did any of you notice this waifu maid character down here? What's she doing there? She doesn't fit. Is this a cosplayer? Is this going to be a VTuber crossover game? We're gonna have some famous VTubers in this game. I don't know. Let's check this out. I'll turn that on, and we're just gonna go on slow-mo here with the volume muted. I want to see some stuff. I'm liking these, like, you know, just I like what I'm seeing here. Won't be as good as the first two. Man, I don't know. I think that was such an important thing. If they're not, and Sega's always, you know, Sega's pretty good about music being an important like thing in their games. So, but we'll see. We'll see. You know, I think they need to definitely, and they don't have a brain in their fucking head if they don't understand that the soundtrack is important. I think that's, I think they obviously need that. Okay, this is the one that not this right here does not, like, I'm sorry, this first initial view of this looks like shit. I'm just gonna say, like, that right there looks like a fucking game that's like, you know what this reminds me of? Contra Rogue Course. It doesn't look great. This style does. This is like a Fortnite fucking Fortnite. This is like an Xbox Avatar looking graphics right here for this Streets of Rage game. Yo, what's up, Tom? He's hype about the Monster Hunter. I'm evaluating the Sega trailer. Fighting Force, their first ambition. Sure. Visually, this looks like something that is like, this looks cheap. And I don't know. I'm sorry, but Streets of Rage 4 established like they don't need to go this route. Streets of Rage 4 was fucking incredible, and it stayed true to the formula. And as much as Fighting Force is like, it's a fun little game, whatever. If you ever played Fighting Force, it's okay, but it's not great. I don't want to go that route. You know what I'm saying? It's just okay. At the very peak, Fighting Force is pretty mid. I don't think they need to do this. They don't need to go 3D. We're not on that. We're not in that era anymore. You know what I mean? So, and it just says, I don't know about this really. Like, what is this? Is this going to be called Streets of Rage 5, or is this a remake or something? I'm not seeing him looking. Well, he's got the beard. If this is going to be Streets of Rage 5, bro, I'm sorry, but this is not where this needs to go. Like, I think Streets of Rage 4 is very, I don't know about this one. Has a new Streets 4 design. Yeah, it does. It's also got a lot of, look at these references. This fucking poster that's like a reference to the first game. 3D beat 'em ups need to make a comeback. No, they do not, dude. What are you talking about? This is terrible fucking take. 3D beat 'em ups suck. God Hand. Yeah, I'm not saying you can't find good examples. Tekken Force Boy, shut the fuck up. Shut up, Phantom. I don't want to hear you defending this shit when I heard you bitch about you thought Streets of Rage 4 looked not that great. You were like not impressed with Streets of Rage 4. Like, I don't want to hear you defending this fucking ugly ass shit. I'm sorry, dude, but this looks like this right here, just based off this small little thing. This looks like it's going to be like Contra Rogue Force. That's my fear, is it's going to have that kind of shit going on for it. It might not, but why does the visuals have to look like that? You know, oh my god, dude, I'm getting flashbacks. You know what I'm getting flashbacks to? The fucking peak sprite artwork of King of Fighters 13, and then they went to King of Fighters 14. That's what I'm getting. Why would you peak with Street Fighter 4, that beautiful hand-drawn artwork and shit, and this is where it's going to go? This is what we're going to get? This fucking PS3 looking ass shit? I'm just saying. This right here, this is looking tight. This is looking sick as fuck. This right here, this is going to be the fucking $10 game is what it looks like. That's all I'm saying, just based off of this. But it's whatever. It might not be. I could be wrong. I hope I am. But, you know, I'm just saying. This is awesome. Taking that sort of hand-drawn style, you know, and adding it to Shinobi. This looks like it's going to be tight. I like the looks of this. This looks sick. Reference to, that's a bot. That's not only a boss, but an enemy in the other ones. So this right here is a callback. This right here is a callback to Shinobi 3 on Genesis. It does say early development footage, so a lot could change. That's true. It's true. And you know what? Like they could definitely make it look a lot better. And you're right. You are right. However, that little 3D gameplay fucking style, whatever, fighting force style, whatever, I'm not excited about that. I really don't want that personally. This, however, looks great. This is like a throwback to Shinobi 3. He wasn't, and look, he's got his dog, Leroy. He's got his dog from Shadow Dancer, you know. He was riding a horse in the old one, but this little scene here is what that looks like. Now there was a one on DS. They might be taking stuff from DS. This enemy here is the way he's like holding his sword and shit, not one-handed. Like in Revenge of Shinobi, there's a boss kind of like this, but this character specifically right here is an enemy in Streets of Rage 3. So they might be looking to that one mostly. My only knowledge of Shinobi comes from the early PS2 era. I never played the older ones. Same goes for Ninja Gaiden. I love the old Shinobi games. That's one of my that's honestly one of my favorite series. Honestly, ironically, the original one's probably my least favorite, but Shadow Dancer, Revenge, and 3 are just incredible. I mean, Legions is really awesome too, and the ones on Game Gear are good, but they're all good. I mean, you can't really go wrong. Like Shinobi has a really strong record, dude. Honestly, you can't really go wrong with most Shinobi games. They're all good. I highly recommend them, but this one's looking pretty good. Do you guys think this is like kind of like looking a little Metroidvania? I don't think it is, actually. I don't think it's looking Metroidvania. I think this is just kind of open. I think that I think he's kind of small. I don't like how small he is, how zoomed out it is. I don't care much for that so far, but you know, we'll see. Okay, I love that, dude. You can wall run. Did you notice that? He landed on the wall and look, he runs up. That's sick. That is awesome, bro. All right, let's move on to the Golden Axe one. Here's another one that I thought looked like some like quick Unreal rendering or Blender job. I'm seeing a roll. I hope this isn't going like a Dark Soulsy route. I'm really hoping it doesn't do that, but all right, one second. I don't think it will. It's you know, supposed to be like an action game. It's not, you know, trying to do that. But we got our characters here. All of our like throwback characters here. Here's the lady. Man, we got everybody. And also, did you notice the multiplayer? Hopefully these aren't just AI. Hopefully we can actually play multiplayer. That's what I'm seeing here. It looks like there actually might be multiplayer. Now, again, I know it's early development, but this is what I was bitching about with the Streets of Rage, though. The 3D stuff. Look at this crate. Guys, look at this look at the textures on the ground. I know it could change, and Nexi is right, and I want to stress that this could definitely change. This is early development, but I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm not trying to sound like a fucking pessimist here. I really like this stuff. Every one of these games are super like close to me. They're important. They're some of my favorite games. So I really want them to be good. You know what I mean? That's all it is. I just want them to be good. I'm only nitpicking because I care. This looks awesome. I think this looks really cool. Getting to ride the beast. That's what I really wanted to see. You know, this looks dope. If this, pray it does not get a Souls treatment. Yeah, looking at this here and this kind of stuff, I don't know. I don't think so, but we'll see. It definitely has a dodge mechanic. I don't know, man. It probably will. It probably is going to have that. I'm just saying. I will still play it. I'd love to play this with friends, you know. I think this would be an awesome game. And honestly, this right now, you know, the graphics and stuff need some more details. They need to clean them up, make them look better. But honestly, the backgrounds, everything's looking really nice. It's looking big. If this is the idea of like you just start the game and you're running through and maybe, you know, and fighting stuff and it just keeps, you know what I mean? And more like feels like an adventure game, like feels like a sort of 3D action Golden Axe or whatever, then I'll fuck with it. Don't get me wrong. I'm down. And the reason I think I'm being like, I'm going easier on this one is because this one didn't have a Golden Axe come out recently like Streets of Rage 4 did that was fucking just goated. You know what I'm saying? So I'm a little easy. I'm going to go a little easier on this one because honestly, I kind of like the looks of this. I think this kind of looks a little too much like a VR game that was just done with, you know, quick stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, but we don't know. We don't know. It could change. I'm just saying. A lot of games recently. Have you seen a lot of games recently and how they look? They look. I mean, it's not even comparable to some of this. So. But whatever, you know what I mean? I've always been, my whole life, I've been a graphics before, or a gameplay before graphics person. I've always been that way. But sometimes I think the difference is now, it's not so much that I'm worried about the graphics looking real or looking high, but there is a certain graphic style now that just is like, it just screams like this was cheap and we did it in a hurry because, you know, get it out. There's a certain look that some games just have of that, and that's usually what it is. You know what I'm saying? And some of these are just kind of giving that vibe, but you know what I mean? Maybe a Leonard God of War style game. Yeah, something like that. Anything that was, and I like the multiplayer aspect. I think it's cool. A lot of that can dramatically change with just lighting. Depends on what early development actually means. True. Yeah. It announced like 10 games. They all could be pretty budget. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like announcing that many games at once tells me that like that's kind of what it feels. It's like, where's the resources for this and who's all making these? And like, I want to know more, you know what I mean? Souls games are really popular right now. And I think it's the thing that's frustrating is I thought that they're going on continuing to be popular for many years longer than I thought they would. I thought most people were starting to get kind of like, we're ready for something new, but apparently they're just fucking more and more coming out. Like, I don't know. I've been tired of the Souls trend for a long time now, for a few years now. I've been really tired of it, and it just seems to be fucking speeding up and not slowing down. Yeah, Elden Ring for sure. Yeah, for sure. Just really want Jet Set Radio, Streets of Rage to be great mainly. Yeah, you know, and Streets of Rage is a series that like its main series 1, 2, 3, 4, like it hasn't really had a bad game. Like Streets of Rage 3, people say that there's a worse version, but it's not a bad game. It's good. It's hard. It hasn't had a bad game. You know what I mean? And I would have completely been fine with that not being another game that's on this list. I think they could have gone with something else instead of Streets of Rage, considering how good Streets of Rage 4 was. But I really want Golden Axe to be good. This is probably, more than any of them, the one I want to be really good, and with that and Shinobi. But honestly, after seeing that Shinobi, just looking at that, I'm not as worried about that one as I am Golden. You know what I mean? And Jet Set Radio for that matter. You know, I don't know how that many can just keep coming out and we just don't ever get sick of them. It's kind of like Metroidvanias. I'm like, at this point, I'm just like, can we just stop? Can we stop with the fucking Metroidvanias? There's just too many of them, bro. There's too many. Anyway, whatever. Let's watch this. All right, here's the Crazy Taxi one. This one also kind of has that, you know, feel, a little cheaper feel, whatever. But you're playing as the cop, chasing. It might have some multiplayer, maybe. Who knows? But look at that. Let's just look at this real quick. It doesn't look. This one looks a lot better than the other ones. I'll give you that. Kind of look like Hot Wheels. Looks a lot better than the other ones. I think this is cool, but again, this could let me put it this way. This game doesn't need to have a huge budget. Like, I think you can make a good Crazy Taxi with very little resources. So if any of them could have used, like, you know, could have been the one that doesn't need a ton of resource or whatever, I feel like it's Crazy Taxi. It's an arcadey game that's very short bursts of fun and all that. It doesn't need to have a ton of stuff put into it. So if any of them would work, if that's the case, if they're kind of just, these are kind of budget titles they're doing, if that's the goal here with some of these or whatever, that's what they're getting at, this one will probably work the best. I think this one will work the best. It definitely seems like Shinobi is having the most work put into it, considering it looks like it's all hand-drawn animation and stuff. This is looking pretty good. I'm looking at the background. Who knows how much of this is just cuts, you know, pre-rendered shit, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, this is looking pretty nice. This isn't looking horrible. Yeah, let's look at this. Okay, Jet Set Radio, Shinobi, Golden Axe, Streets of Rage, Crazy Taxi, and more. I was saying earlier, Leroy, you may not have heard me say this because you may not have been here when I say this, but this feels like it's a new Sega Ages or some shit. And I mean, we played the Sega Ages thing on PS2. You know how those varied. Like some would be good, some would be trash. You know, so that's kind of what this feels like. You know what I'm saying? It says Power Surge Sega Reveal. That makes me think that this is all one game. It kind of makes me think that. Like this is all in one package. That's what I'm kind of getting vibes of, but maybe not. You know, it may be all separate ones. Now in development. I don't know. This could be good. If they clean this up, if they clean it up, then I'm fine, you know, but this doesn't say Streets of Rage 5, by the way. This doesn't say Golden Axe for whatever. So I don't know. Maybe that may not mean anything. That might not mean anything at all. You see what I'm saying? Like a collection of these games developed on the same engine for like 60, 70 bucks. Yeah. Fingers crossed, standalone Daytona 2, single package. Hear me now? Yeah, let me hold on one second. We'll have to look more into this. Hold on one second. Let me show you. You're not sure what I'm talking about. This is what Leroy and I are referring to. Let me show you this. Called Sega Ages in Japan because they would do it more often. Like they would re-release games like on their new systems, right? There would just be re-releases of arcade games or whatever. It'd be really cool, right? Well, there's one Sega Ages that was rebranded as Sega Classics Collection in the US on PS2. Here it is. And basically, like the Sega Ages had different volumes in Japan, but we only got like one every once in a while. This is a collection that they released on the PS2 back in, when the fuck was it, 2003? And look what's on the back here. Outrun, Space Harrier, Virtua Racing, Monaco GP, Tant R, Alien Syndrome, Bonanza Bros, Fantasy Zone, Columns, Golden Axe. All of them were redone in 3D. Some of them were just 2D or 3D like models. But basically they were the same games, just sort of redone with 3D models. Golden Axe and Outrun being kind of the most original out of them. And Alien Syndrome was kind of its own original game too. And some of them were good and some of them were garbage, but that's what it is. But let me tell you, some of these, like the Outrun, fun to play, looked like shit. Golden Axe was awful in this. It was terrible. You know, Alien Syndrome was okay, but that's kind of what, like, I don't know. There's just kind of the vibes I'm getting where it's just like, oh, these all classic games are coming back, but we're kind of changing them up. I don't know. We'll see. I don't think they're just literally going to do this. I don't think that's what it is. I don't think that's the case. But it definitely like kind of seems like this might be just one package. That's what it kind of feels like. Or at the very least, some of them might be one packages and others separate. Like I could definitely see Jet Set Radio being its own package, and I could definitely see Shinobi being its own package, but the rest of these kind of look like they're all on the same engine or whatever, and they're all just sort of, I mean, come on, dude, look at this. Look at this screen. I don't know, man. I'm just starting to seem like it's kind of going to be a bundle. Yeah. There might be more info, you know? Okay, but here's at least one thing. Like, they're acknowledging these series, which is a good step for Sega, right? They're acknowledging these series, but the thing is, you know what this has? All right, you know what? This vibe that I'm getting from this is when Atari releases a new Atari with brand new games, but all of their games are just like visual, like different, like looking games of classic old Atari games. And they recognize that instead of doing something with the IP, they just kind of try to capture the same magic again, but they do it with like such a little budget because it's a fucking Atari game. Who cares? You know what I mean? And that's the vibe I'm getting from some of these like things. I don't know. And maybe I'm being too hard on it, but this here just, dude, I don't know. This has got to, I don't know. That does not look great. And they're really not. There are Street Fighter 5 characters that look better than this. I'm just telling you, like, this doesn't look great. And Street Fighter 5 is a notoriously fucking ugly game from 2016. So I'm just saying. He literally has Alex's hair. You know, I think Jet Set Radio, honestly, the as far as the 3D one goes, that one honestly looks like the best. That looks like a standalone game. Like, that shit looks really. This looks nice. Like, I honestly think like this is looking nice. You know what I'm saying? Right, and this is just early development. The climbing, all these like cool flipping stuff. I mean, all the things you can do. I'm concerned about the VTuber like waifu in the corner over there. Thinking the effects look great, but I don't know what it is about the models that throw me off. I think it's probably because they have a lot more detail than you and I are used to seeing in a Jet Set Radio style game. That's probably what it is. They're very detailed. And again, this character, just from these like ponytails, this character, I don't know, I can't see her up close, but this looks like a weird character. Like she doesn't belong in this game. I don't know. I don't mind the character models as much as Phantom does. Actually, I understand what you're getting at, but I think this looks pretty damn good. I think these character models look great. I think the extra detail I kind of appreciate the extra detail, you know. Okay, so it says and more. Oh, for sure, some other IPs. Which ones? That's another story. Well, we got Vector Man has always been one that I have been dying to come back. Echo the Dolphin, you know, Virtua Fighter, obviously. I do hope they decide to do something with that at some point. This is Sega Power Surge. See, the idea of Sega Power, the fact that they gave this trailer like a name, or they didn't separate it, calling it Sega Power Surge makes it sound like it's a Sega subscription service or some shit, you know. It's just kind of a weird, I don't know, Sega Power, or it could just be a marketing thing, but I don't know, it makes it sound like it's going to be a bundle or something. All I know is it's a good game, and I do miss Virtua Fighter a lot. I do, like, I miss it a lot. And I would put if Virtua Fighter 6 was good, if it came out and it was good, I would put Tekken in the trash for it. Like, I would, if, you know, and I miss it a lot, but, well, I just, I don't know. I think we're good right now. You know, I'm not super disappointed that it wasn't Virtua Fighter 6. I am a little bit, but at least it was Sega giving us something interesting. I'll say that. At least it was something new, you know, and not just a, you know, another Yakuza game. Yakuza's cool and all, but I'm glad they're trying something new. You know what I'm talking about? So that's really how I feel.